and you have high standards with low quality in yourself. You want a man to have 6 figures. You want a man to take care of you, pay all your bills. You want a man to do this, that, and the third. Elevate your life. But you can't do that for yourself. So why is a man going to invest that into you when you don't even do that for yourself? You don't show a man that you're worth that yourself. Why is it that you feel obligated to meet somebody? And most times it's a stranger. You meet a stranger and he ain't trying to pay your bills. You don't want to deal with him. That's insane.
It's called a stranger.
But here's the flip side of that. Women are putting themselves in situations where they're dealing with less than for a nigga that's paying their bills.
No, most women feel like when they fuck a nigga, they can fuck some money.
Prostitution. That's modern day prostitution. You want to mess with a nigga that got money and you think you calculating his pocket. Oh, he got money. He gonna. That's his money. And then when you fuck him, you get mad because you don't get nothing. If we gonna be anything in 2024, let's be fucking for real, because that's not it.
Watch this video carefully. You'll understand why body count matters. Don't let anyone lie to you. Body count matters. Pay attention.
Women with a large body count, that sperm stays with them. Every man that ever nutted in them is a part of them. It's found in their DNA, it's found in their brain, it's found in their cells.
Now, if you doubt it, let's delve into the science and the real facts.
Does her body count matter? Hell yes, it does. And I am not talking about slut shaming here. I am talking about science and real facts. Every person you sleep with leaves a psychological and biological blueprint on your brain. You cannot just tequila shot your way into amnesia and pretend that the slate is clean. It doesn't work that way. Every hookup rewires the emotional circuitry a little bit more. And that part is one that nobody likes to talk about. When the count gets high, she doesn't just get experience. She becomes a detachment professional. Intimacy turns into muscle memory. Bonding starts buffering like Wi-Fi. You're not her first rodeo, buddy. You are the rerun. And let's be real. Here's the checklist to follow. She still compares you to her exes. She uses sex like a validation machine, and her trust issues on steroids. That is not necessarily emotional baggage. That is a whole cemetery she is carrying around on her backside. And the data backs it up, okay? The Institute for Family Studies found women with 10 or more partners have an 82% divorce rate. The Journal of Sex Research reports that 3 out of 4 admit that they chase the high, not the guy. The CDC data shows that pair bonding ability drops about 15% with each new partner. And according to the IFS, over 90% of virgin brides are still married after 10 years. Numbers don't lie, my friends. Biology doesn't bend. Oxytocin, dopamine, and pair bonding, they are all dull with repetition. Every time she gives herself away, the emotional glue weakens. So yeah, body count matters. Lock in the low count queen. She bonds like super glue. The high count, that is Teflon. Gone by sunrise. Tag one of your bros still saying, oh, it's just a number, okay? And drop a heart in the comments if you are guarding your bloodline, because your dynasty doesn't start with lust. It starts with one clean slate.
Now, don't forget the spiritual aspect of having many partners. This is just the beginning. Part 2 is coming soon, so if you're interested...
Let me just say no pick me shit, because the females who this applies to, they love to say, oh, you're a pick me, da-da-da, when in reality, I'm really not a pick me. Like, I could give a fuck less if I get picked, because who are these niggas? Nobody. Anyways, body count absolutely matters. Like, you cannot be out here as a woman giving your body to Tom, Dick, and Harry, because that's just gonna reflect poorly on you. That's absolutely poor pussy management. And it's the same for dudes, but that's another conversation for another day. I'm not a man, so I can't speak on that. Like, I don't have the viewpoint of a man and why they feel like that's okay. But I know as a woman, your body count absolutely matters. Like, there's a way to be sexually liberated and handle that yourself. Like, you don't have to go fuck mad niggas. Like, it's not necessary. And it's just like, you're overly going at this point. You're overly going. And at some point, when do you stop and say, damn, I'm fucking way too many niggas? Or damn, I done fucked way too many niggas. Mind you, most of the women whose body counts are crazy high feel like they have done too much. They are silently shaming themselves, but they have no choice but to just stand on it, because that's what they did. And that's what they're doing. And they really don't know how to stop. So they're just like, okay, well, I just gotta, go with the flow of, keeping up with the shit, because I done started the shit, I done did the shit, so I gotta stand on it. but they still feel away. Like as a woman, your body is your temple. There's no reason that every guy you come across has to experience you sexually in that way. Like, you do not have to lay down with every man that you're trying to make a connection with. That is not a way of bonding. Like, and if that's even a discussion, like, oh, we can bond better, we can create better intimacy if we lay down or we fuck. No, that it doesn't work like that. If that's even in the conversation, that's a red flag. You need to cut that situation off, because it's not that fucking deep. Then, like, when you're a female who talks highly about, you know, having a low body count or something like that, or how you take it serious, it's just like, oh, pick me. And literally the only ones that are calling you a pick me are the bitches with the crazy high body counts. Like, body counts literally exceeding, I'm not even going to say what's a crazy number, because I don't want to get judged. I don't want to get looked at crazy. But, like, y'all know what's crazy, and y'all know what's overly going. Y'all know what the fuck is just too much. Y'all know when y'all did too much. Like, I'm gonna just say that. So no, I'm not shaming anyone for their body count, but it actually does matter. So stop trying to convince yourself that because you fucked 100 niggas and, you know, you moving on with life, that it just doesn't matter, because you still have all those energies inside of you. Like, when you're having sex, you're laying down with someone, you are transferring energies. This man is out here fucking 15 other women. You laying down with him, unprotected, raw, swapping energies with all those other women, plus him. He's fighting demons. He's DL. He's broke. He's upset. He has anger management. He's schizophrenic. Like, slight bipolar. Come on. It's never that deep. You can be sexually liberated and handle that shit yourself. Like, girl, if you don't just DJ, like, I don't know. It's really not that deep. By no means am I saying that defines you as a woman, like, that, you know, makes you less of who you are. Like, you're not a good person or something like that. It just reflects on your, you know, decision making, because it's really not that deep. And honestly, if you do sleep with a whole bunch of men, or you have in the past, it really makes you no less of a good woman, or, you know, you're not worthy of this type. But you have to understand that there is certain people who will look at you a certain way and be like, you know what, I'm good off that. So you might want to lie about your body count. Like, you might really want to lie, because everybody doesn't just live off of, oh, body count doesn't matter. Some people it actually matters to. So I would say lie through your fucking teeth. Granted, I'm one of those people who don't have to lie. Like, I can say, you know, my body count and I don't look fucking crazy. Like, well, damn. But, like, it does matter to some people. And not for nothing, it can be hard for you to go out here and find true, genuine love if you revealing that you have a body count of 70 and up. Like, that's crazy. 50 and up. I'm just going to keep it real. 30 and up. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. That's just, like, crazy, because in your lifetime, how many niggas are you fucking in a year? If it's more than 2 to 3, which is, like, I don't know. This is coming from relationship girly. I be in relationships for mad long, so I don't be having those type of, you know, spurts.
She said relationship girly, but she told y'all to lie about your body count, but she don't lie, but she telling y'all to lie. That don't make no sense. Like, if you're a relationship girly, tell them how you got your man. You told the truth from what you say. And they telling them to lie about the body count, I guess. So maybe you lied about your body count.
Like, outbursts to where I'm fucking 2 niggas a year. But that's just like, you didn't connect with not one of those people that you could have just called them up and been like, yo, I know we you know, fuck around with each other in a couple months, but you don't feel like coming over, that you had to go and find somebody else to go do it to. Like, girl, if you don't call one of them old niggas that you know got some for sure good peen and, like, get that shit.
Ladies, you're not gonna like this. But why the hell do you guys lie about your body count if it doesn't matter then? Exactly. That's what I thought. Ladies, let's stop the cap. Let's just be proud of what we do. Or let's just not do things we're going to regret Like I said, a lot of you guys have this idea of trying to act like men and, you know, be promiscuous and do all these things, and then you're left with emotional baggage or damage, or you realize people are just using you for sex. Hence why I keep telling you guys, this type of stuff is not made for us. It's not in our DNA. And if you think it is, statistically proven, women are not supposed to be out there slinging it back like they're damn men. I hope you know that. So ladies, stay blessed, seek therapy, get into God, baby.
25 on average. Listen, fellas, the number.
If a woman tells you that she's only been with 4 or 5 men, multiply that by at least 4. If she says she's never cheated, in her mind that means she never crossed the physical line, but ignores the emotional cheating she knows counts. And let's be real, the physical cheating probably did happen too. Why does this happen so much? It usually comes down to fear and their image. They're protecting it. Women know men judge their past harshly. They know that certain decisions can affect how...
I don't want to be here for a
She said,
copyright.
unpopular opinion. Men will never know a woman's true body count, so asking her is pointless. But I thought body count don't matter. The reason she's saying men will never know a woman's true body count because they're going to lie. Because they know body counts actually do matter. Because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't lie about it. If your number was 58, you would just say you 58. But you're not. You're going to say, oh, it's 4, and I haven't slept with nobody in 3 months. We all know the lie. We all been hearing these lies for months and years of our life. We know the lies. It's okay. And like I said, if body count didn't matter, you wouldn't lie about it. You wouldn't feel like this would turn a man off of you. And that's the reason you would lie about it. Like I remember I was talking to this chick at my job, and she said he only lasted 2 minutes, so it wasn't a body. Like, yes, it was. Like, if he went in there, so that's a body. Body count up. Like, women come up with all these different excuses why it wasn't a body. He didn't stay hard. Oh, he was only 5 minutes. Like, body, no matter what you're talking about, still a body. Huh, Randy.
I've had sex with 35 guys.
And you fucked 3 niggas in one night. But you only fucked
35 total.
35 total.
The other 32 was spread out. 35 bodies is a lot for a woman.
Is it?
I kind of feel like it's a lot for a woman.
I don't think.
Brittany Rayner says she got 35.
That's not even a high body count.
To 20-year-olds, and even to my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be like used up by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand my value that I was born with. I didn't. And I gave, again, people look at sex differently, but sex is spiritual unification. When I think about my list, it's repulsive because they didn't deserve it. But that was an outcome of me discounting my worth. And it's disgusting. I hate even having that spiritual tie in any type of way. But yeah, I would absolutely change sexually how I move around. And not even necessarily because of like the societal outcome. It's more so from my self-worth.
It makes you like feel.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good knowing that you gave a sacred part of you to a man that looked at sex with you as taking a piss.
I told my boyfriend what my body count was.
What's your obsession with a woman's body? Women are so much more than just their body, their mind, how they think, what they bring to the table, things that they do. Like,
I don't think men care. I think, well, we do care about your body count, but a lot of guys don't want to know. If it's out there enough so that we know, that just shows how much you cared about yourself.
Right. Not to mention the double standard when it comes to sex. Men gotta come into sexual encounters knowing what they're doing.
There are some men who are jealous of women's sex life because we understand that it's so readily easy for women just to be like, go outside and be like, hey, who wanna and y'all get the whole neighborhood like, whereas guys we gotta work for that unless you just blatantly paying for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta really put in time. Like,
what's your obsession with a woman's body? Women are so much more.
I was there with some men, right, last night. And they were telling me how women got high body counts and all this other stuff, and how women would
high body counts, want these quality men and all this other stuff, and they don't understand that purity is what a man wants and all this other stuff. I said, oh, okay. And they want these high value men. And I said, oh, sister, do you believe in God? I said, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but do y'all believe in God? He was like, yeah, I'm a Christian. I said, okay. He said, yeah, let me tell you how God saved my life. And they started telling me all the things that God has done in their life. I said, dang, that's amazing. So God gave you grace. And he said, yeah, he gave me grace. I don't even deserve it, because God, don't you get me start talking about God. I said, oh, wow. So why don't she deserve it? It's not about that, Joe. I said, yeah, it is. Because if I believe in the Bible, your God, son, was rapping with a prostitute. And he loved her. She never got love before. Until him. Let me tell you what happened to me, man. Right, let me get personal. I was in a bad place in my life. Me and my moms were going through it, right? And I went in the military, right? And I had such a disdain for a lot of stuff. Stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, I met this woman. She was a worker. She was a stripper. And this woman treated me so amazing. So amazing. Would come in the house after she come from the club, and she would come in and she would cook breakfast and lay it on the table and put a napkin over it and go to bed. So every morning I wake up, I had that. She treated me amazing and I treated her amazing. And I didn't judge her, man. I didn't judge her at all. I loved her. A couple of months went by. She woke up one day and she said, Joe, can I talk to you? I said, yeah. She said, I want to say this, but I don't want you to get upset and I don't want you to get mad. I said, what? She said, I'm going to give my life to God. Something's telling me to go back to God. And I said, I think you should. She said, but I'm going to have to leave Texas. I don't want to be here no more, Joe. I don't know what's going on, but God's telling me to leave. I said, I think you should. She said, if I would have never met you, and you never loved me, you never judged me, not once, I don't think I would be making this decision. I said, why should I judge you? What have I done that's so bad, so worse than you? I have no right to judge. I don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in. And she said, that's why I love you. A couple of weeks ago, she picked out where she wanted to go. She left. 2025, that woman has been married for over 20-some years. She has grandkids. She has 3 kids, successful, husband successful, happy, married, love God. See, a lot of times, a lot of you men give someone your judgment and not your love. You don't even know how to talk to people with love in your heart. You think everything's supposed to be pure. You can't name one person in that Bible that Jesus hung out that wasn't a sinner. Not one person. You can't name one thing on this planet, no one human on this planet that deserves the breath that they breathe. But you'll judge somebody because they got a high body count. Instead of being the way. Being the way. I don't judge no woman, man, because she got a past, man. I love her. I give her something she probably never had before, somebody to love her, man, the same way God loved me. Let me tell you something. I remember I was about to do something very stupid one day. I'll never forget this. I was getting everything together, getting everything set up, making sure the kids are straight, everybody. And this homeless woman walked to me, I didn't know her, and said, I just want to let you know God loves you. This woman didn't know me. Just want to let you know God loves you. Can I give you a hug? I said, yes, ma'am. See, you have to, a lot of you men, you judge, and God gives you signs that love you all around you. But you don't see it because you're so judgmental. You're so judgmental, you don't understand that God will use anything to love you. But you judge everything. You judge women so harshly, so incredible that you don't understand that sometimes God would need you to change that woman's life around and not give her judgment, not sit there and judge her for what she do and not judge you. Man, I don't deserve God's love, man. Not everything I've done. But it gives me grace. It gives me grace.
This is why having multiple sexual partners as a woman is very dangerous. Watch this video to the end. You'll learn a lot from it. And dear men, you should also pay attention and learn something from this, so you'll know the kind of woman you approach or sleep with.
There's something else about sperm. It has an immune suppressant property. When sperm goes through the prostate gland of a man, it takes on an immune suppressant property. And the reason is that sperm is an alien to woman's body, and when sperm enters woman's body, her immune system rises to attack it, but the immune suppressant property of sperm knocks back her immune system. Isn't it a miracle we're here? But woman's body has memory, and every time her husband's sperm enters her, her immune system rises and go, oh, it's all right, it's husband, we'll just stand back. But can you imagine how dangerous it can be if a woman has multiple partners, and how dangerous it can be in the area of anal sex? Let's just keep to one partner.
This is why it's dangerous as a woman to have multiple partners. Every man you sleep with leaves a part of himself inside you. His DNA stays in your body. That means even years later, traces of those men can still be there. Some studies suggest it could even influence your future children, their looks, health, or behavior. So be mindful who you let into your life and your body.
I got a question, y'all. How come if a man got 10 bodies, it's socially accepted? If a woman got 10 bodies, she should be wiped from existence. A man once gave a little analogy. He say, a woman is like the inside of a cup. If everybody dipped their hand inside this cup, whatever's in the cup is not contaminated. He said a man is like the outside of a cup. Everybody put their little hands on it, but bow, he wash it and it's clean. Okay, I could use an analogy that's just like that. Every man is like a popsicle. If everybody suck on this popsicle, right, the popsicle is now contaminated. Whether I wash the popsicle off ain't gonna change the fact that it's contaminated, right? So what I'm saying is, to put it in subtitle is, men want women that's pure. But then they go out there and have sex with a whole bunch of women and rack up bodies and then come home and insert themselves inside the woman, ruining the purity of that woman. Something ain't adding up.
If a guy asks me,
Never wrap my head around.
Tell you something about a woman who's been with a lot of men. A woman who's been with a lot of men. And when I say a lot of men, I'm saying 20 plus. And that's a very generous number. But if a woman has been with 20 plus men, I guarantee she only has 10 to 15% of her heart intact. The more men push up in you, the more useless you are to just having one.
And can we?
And what kind of men?
Yes,
If you've been with 20 plus men on this planet, you are a bad catch.
Been with one, but he was
to anybody. To anybody, you a bad catch. If you've been with 20 plus men, it's almost impossible to fix that. She done been dicked down by 20 plus men. Do you think you can fix that?
I want to teach you something.
Does her body count matter? Hell yes, it does. And I am not talking about slut shaming here. I am talking about science.
5 things women say when they have slept.
Women's body count matters.
I think a lot of the times what women don't want to talk about is it's like you have these get more bodies. Now one day you want to settle down and try to have a happy housewife life. And it's like after having all these bodies and having all this memory of these different men going in and out of you, you think you're not going to just be able to just sit down one day and submit to a man and stay loyal to a man after you've had all those different bodies and all those different spirits going in and out of you? And so it's like, not only is there, to me, there's the physical risk that you can have, whether it's pregnancy, whether it's STDs. Some of these dudes could be, who knows? I mean, some of the guys could be dangerous. Who knows? But even apart from that, now you're talking about, this is more experience, more and more experience, more mileage you're adding to your body. And then if you think you have some of these men, and some of these men literally have for a living. So for lack of a better term, you're going and you're engaging in prostitutes, you're engaging with men who basically their profession, apart from whatever else they do on the side, is to pleasure women. You go and have those experiences. Now, any and every man that you interact with, you're going to be judging based upon that. You're going to be judging based upon that fantasy. And then now you're supposed to just sit down one day and then just have a happy-go-lucky and be satisfied in that relationship. I'll compare him to that fling that you had in Jamaica. And so I think also women start setting themselves up because it's like there's more mileage. And then now you're creating an appetite for something that is largely unrealistic. And then now everything that you do, every man that you attempt to date, every man that you try to settle down with, if you're even trying to do that, you're now going to judge based upon that lens. Nobody's going to measure up. You can't have multiple men and act as if you're not going to have repercussions. Some theories suggest that anytime a woman has a man, he literally leaves his genetic material in her body. You think about it, just the anatomy of a woman, right? Anytime a man is entering into her woman, times that by 10, 20, 50. Let's say you're a woman walking around with the genetic material of 50 men in your body. That ain't going to mess up your pH balance. That ain't going to mess up your hormones. That ain't going to mess up your psychology. Like, we act like we can do these behaviors and there's no repercussions, and that's not real life. That's maybe what you see on televisions. That's maybe what we see in these different series. But the reality of how it impacts you, it's not just physical, it's not just emotional, it's spiritual. It impacts you on every single level. This is why I don't agree with that.
Why is it that if a woman is...
What's the truth about you people wouldn't expect?
I think about men a lot. Not like that, but real talk. Most of my anger, most of my wars, it came from dudes in my life. I act hard, but I'm still trying to heal from what men put me through.
What's the truth about you people wouldn't expect?
The next one I'm going to give to Big Notch Counts.
Would you tell your man your real body count, or you?
To be honest, a real man is not going to ask a real woman her body count. It's not important. If you want to know about how many men I slept with in the past, so that can make you insecure, so that can make you feel like you're not enough, so that can make you feel like you're not great enough, that's on you. If you want to know, go ahead and ask, but I'm going to look at you differently afterwards because what my past got to do with you and what we got going on in the future.
Would you tell your man?
How many bodies would you say a girl has to get to until she's considered ran through? That's a question for you and the chat, Terrell.
2. More than 2, you're ran through.
So are you ran through?
Yeah.
Okay.
More than
I was gonna
2.
say I'm definitely ran through because
I don't think let me just put it like this. I don't think a girl is considered ran through to it unless she a gang that he know. Right.
yo, so I'm trying to figure out when y'all get in a relationship with somebody, and do y'all ask them their body count? Or if they ask you your body count, do you tell them the truth? I just don't know. Cause why the fuck y'all asking people that dumbass shit? Like, what is it gonna change? Like, why y'all asking people that? Like, I don't care. I could have been with 2 people, 5, 6, 7. You only gonna know about 2, and that's my baby daddies. And the first one, I don't even claim. So I don't care if y'all got pictures with me. My body count will forever be 2. If I don't claim you, don't claim me. That's like, y'all can call me what y'all want, because guess what? Y'all ain't out here telling the truth. That's all I'm gonna say. 2. Girl, how many dudes you been with? 2, maybe one. I might say 1.5. Cause why y'all? Cause why you being nosy?
I want to remind y'all that according to the U.S. Census that.
So my body count is 1,572, and
give me a picture of 1,572 people.
so my body count is one.
Most high-value men
never get into a relationship with a girl.
Brittany Renner, let's talk about it. So the interview she did with Shannon Sharpton, and she was talking about body count. First thing I thought when she said that the body count was 35 was me trying to make the math, right? Because she said in 2018 that the number was about 3 or 4. It was about 3 or 4 in 2018. Fast forward 2023, we had 35. So I'm trying to figure out where, like, even if we went with 4 in 2018, where did the other 31 come from in that 5-year time frame when you was in a whole relationship with PJ Washington and had a whole baby? So we know at least the baby was 9 months out of the time frame. So I was really just trying to make the math make sense. So then when I heard the other part, which was that she was out here smashing 3 dudes in 24 hours, then the math started to make sense. I'm like, okay, I knew you had to be doubling up and tripling up, because there's no way you was like knocking off these kind of numbers in that time frame. That's wild. Let me be very clear in this next part of what I'm about to say. This is not directed to men or women. This is in general. When Brittany Renner spoke on sleeping with 3 men in 24 hours, she made a statement basically saying that with doing that, the worst that came out of it was her getting a yeast infection. But she is acknowledging that she knows that she put herself at risk of even worse. She just got lucky, right? And that's what the bigger picture of the body count conversation is. It's not just the amount of people. It speaks to the mindset of the person participating in it. There is no way for you to have high standards and sleep with a lot of people. You know why? Because it doesn't add up and make sense. The higher your standards are, the more people will not be able to meet them, which by default would make you not be able to sleep with a lot of people because you won't be able to find enough people to meet the standard. Let me explain that to you again. If your standards were truly high, you wouldn't be able to come across enough people who could meet them to qualify to sleep with you. But when you don't have no standards, anybody will do. You'll sleep with anybody because there's no standards to be met. You're literally out here giving out D and cat because people told you was cute, because you had a nice body, because you was handsome, because they jumped in your DM and put a heart emoji, right? That's what you out here giving out D and cat for, because there's no standards, right? And that's the reason why so many people have had an opportunity at being able to explore you. You don't have standards. And you can say whatever you want to, argue with whoever you want to, but the truth of the matter is it speaks to your mentality. That's the end of the story. It speaks to how you care about yourself when you have been willing to lay up with total strangers, share the most important thing you have, which is your body, and put your body at risk of STDs and pregnancy and anything else under the sun just for a temporary pleasure. That is your mentality. Your mentality is a YOLO mentality, because we know most of y'all are not asking for test results. A lot of y'all are not using protection. You literally go into these situations not caring what will be the outcome of it. And that is why the body count conversation is important, because it lets people know how you truly care about yourself. Do you really protect yourself out here? Do you really value your body and care about who gets access to it? No, you don't when a lot of people who have had it. It's not possible. It's a contradiction in itself. You cannot have something that you think is a prized possession and give access to it to anybody who wants it. Anything that somebody takes pride in and cares about, they treat it like that. They don't let anybody have it. They don't let anybody just get access to it. They take pride in treasuring that thing. So if you take pride in treasuring your body, you wouldn't just give it out to anybody. And that's the end of the story. That is why the body count conversation is important.
Hey, like, comment, subscribe, share, so I can push out more of this content. And if not, thank you for just watching.